What's going on, YouTubers? It's Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE NXT Review, the show from May 1st, 2019. They were at Winter Park Florida in Full Sail University. Your commentators, Nigel McGuinness, Marvel Naro, and Percy Watson. Sorry about that, the way I opened up the show. I just wanted to do something new there. If you like what I did there, thumbs this video up. Just saying. But let's get to the show. This is the show that we're going to see the debut of Kushida. We'll get to that later on. So we get the opening match with Humberto Carrillo, 1-2, which is Oney Lorcan, Danny Burch. They go up against Jackson Riker, Wesley Blake, and Steve Cutler, the Forgotten Sons. So the match happened. Pretty good opening match here. One point Humberto Carrillo was going for, I think he went for a suicide dive. But then you got it was either a suicide dive or like a over the top rope, like a tope con hilo. But Steve not Steve, it was Jackson Riker pushing, I think, Wesley Blake out of the way. And then Oney Lorcan gets getting hit by his women's teammates, Humberto Carrillo, and Jackson Riker takes out Humberto Carrillo, and it was all Danny Burch that was left in the ring, and the Forgotten Sons took advantage of it, and the Forgotten Sons hit their finishing moves, which it was Jackson Riker getting Danny Burch for the go for the reverse DT. Wow. Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler on the top rope doing a double stomp onto Danny Burch, and that was a triple finish move there, with the Forgotten Sons getting the win. And I thought it was a good opening match there too. Very good. We go outside where we see Captain Kelly confronting the three of the four horsewomen, Shannon Baszler, the NXT Women's Champion, and you also have Jessica Menduke and Maria Shafir, about the whole thing with the sneak attack on Io Shirai and Kairi Sane for the opportunities that she was getting. Shane Baszler makes basically say something about I'm trying to remember how she said it. I can't remember how she said it, but basically Captain Kelly, saying to Shane Baszler, "Are you threatening Io Shirai after she pinned her at one point?" And then this one Baszler didn't want to have any of it, and she says to knock the microphone out of Captain Kelly's hand, and then they start walking off. So basically, Shane Baszler is threatening that Io Shirai has got a number in the past, and I think that's going to lead to, folks. It's going to lead to Io Shirai getting that belt off of Shayna Baszler to become the new NXT Women's Champion, but it hasn't been has not been developed yet. But we'll see how it turns out though. But there was no Io Shirai on the show though, folks. There was no Io Shirai, unfortunately. We go what happened earlier on that day at the W Performance Center, where Bianca Belair and Mia Yim were exchanging words at one another. Basically, Bianca Belair is yelling at Mia Yim to keep her name out of her mouth and everything. And it's been announced that next week on NXT it's going to be Bianca Belair versus Mia Yim. I can't wait to see that match, folks. They had a match before, and Mia Yim is being on the losing end of that one. But I think Mia Yim's going to get the win here on Bianca Belair next week. But we'll see how that turns out. Because at this point now, they need to do something right now with Mia Yim. It's now or never right now for Mia Yim. So, but we'll see. Next we get to Dominik Dijakovic versus Mansoor. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But basically, the same Mansoor who wrestled against Travis Banks as a heel. On this show, on NXT, he's a face. So on NXT UK, he was wrestling as a heel, but on NXT, he was wrestling as a face. Okay. But Dominic Dijakovic tried to go for a quick win here, but Mansoor counter it, and basically they were having a match. It was a good match. Mansoor, he as a baby face, he worked pretty good in the match. And I'm not saying he wasn't working good as a heel against Travis Banks. He was working good in the match too, but I wasn't into that much basically. But in this match, I was into it most likely. But in the end, Dominic Dijakovic goes for the Feast Your Eyes, which is a fireman's carry, and then the knee strike, basically almost like an inverted go to sleep. That's the move, and he gets the win. So yeah, Dominic Dijakovic wins the match against Mansoor. I think Mansoor's gonna be something on NXT. He's got good luck. He's got some it's a personality they need to click with him to get him over. But the fans were into him though. So yeah. And on top of that, I think I mentioned this before, when I did the NXT UK review. Mansoor, his M logo, is the same logo that Dragon Ball Z used, where it pertains to Majin Buu, Majin Bobbidi, Majin Bibbidi, whatever, and also with Majin Vegeta with the M symbol on his forehead. Also the same thing with Spuffovish, his teammate. I think the Borer had that M logo on too. Basically, the Majin logo. The M symbol is Majin, but yeah, I noticed that on Mansoor's tights, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's a fan of Dragon Ball Z, and I like it. I like that. That's his I like that's his logo. It's good. So yeah, like I said, Dominic Dijakovic wins. It was a good match though. Good match. Also, we get to the Velveteen Dream coming out on stage on the couch, being being pushed on stage, but while he's on the couch with these two lovely, beautiful women's. Not the same women's from before, but they're different women's basically, because he's the Velveteen Dream. He gets the women's. So I guess now he's gonna be attracting women's now, which that should have been his character a long time ago. It's to attracting men. Almost like a Goldust type of gimmick they were doing with him at first, but whatever. But the Velveteen Dream comes out. He addresses Dominic Dijakovic where it pertains to when he wants a shot against the Velveteen Dream for the NXT North American Championship, and then the Velveteen Dream starts singing his take on the Star-Spangled Banner to Dominic Dijakovic, and yeah, basically he was singing singing's not his thing. Just stick to your day job, and that's wrestling. Basically it was he changed the lyrics of the Star-Spangled Banners into his ways. Where he mentioned Buddy Murphy in there, he mentions Matt Riddle in there, and then he mentioned Dominic Dijakovic, Dominic Dijakovic in there along and his family, and Dominic Dijakovic was just standing in there in the ring, looking non-impressed. He's just got that look on his face like not impressed, and that was it for the Velveteen Dream, and then his own version of the Star-Spangled Banner. So it was the Velveteen Dream version of it. So I'm like whatever. The sooner that belt is off of Velveteen Dream, the better we could say that the Dominic Dijakovic it can carry some prestige to the NXT North American Championship. And on top of that, Dominic Dijakovic, his colors, by the way, of his tights and everything, it's the colors of Captain Marvel, which is nice. We get the Undisputed Era backstage, where Mercedes cutting a promo about Johnny Gargano, who's Lucky Gargano, and basically Adam Cole was saying about Roger Strong dropping the ball. And then Roger Strong took offense of that. He starts walking away. Fish goes to calm down Roger Strong, while Alan Cole and Kyle O'Reilly was like, why he couldn't take a joke. He couldn't take a joke and all that, whatever. And So I guess it's going to lead to stupidly it's going to lead to a breakup with Roderick Strong away from Undisputed Era. But by the looks of it, I think that's going to be the end of Undisputed Era. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it's this is the end of Roger Strong be with Undisputed Era, and then he could go on his own, and then Undisputed Era could maybe in the future move up to the main roster, and Roger Strong stays on NXT to fulfill his goals on NXT. Because I still believe that Roger Strong, he needs to be developed as a singles wrestler, and for him to be a legit contender on NXT before he gets called up. But either if he does get called up, he's probably gonna be on 205 Live, because that's what WWE sees in Roderick Strong, unfortunately. But we'll see. But I digress. All right, main event time: Cassius Ohno versus the debut of Kushida. He still got his Back to the Future gimmick from New Japan, and the crowds were into Kushida, which obviously no surprise there. So Kushida, he goes up against Cassius Ohno. They had a good match, a good main event match. Kushida, was doing his vintage moves that he's been doing on New Japan. Basically, they still let him do all his moves on in WWE, which is good. Just wait till he gets the main roster. They're going to completely change everything from Kushida, which is going to be a disaster. Which is why I didn't want Kushida to go to WWE in the first place. Just like I didn't want Shinsuke Nakamura to go to the WWE either. Look what happened to Shinsuke Nakamura. Same thing what happened with Hideo Itami, who's now being called Kenta. Going back to being called Kenta. And look what happened with Kenta when he was called Hideo Itami. Look what happened when he got to the main roster too. He changed everything about Hideo Itami. And he got fed up with it, and he left. Basically, as first release, basically, but still. And Shinsuke Nakamura, I don't know what's going on with Shinsuke Nakamura. I hope he's gone. Hope he didn't resign. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Nakamura. I hope he's not there no more. Because the word is his contract was supposed to end on April, and it's not April anymore. So I don't know what's on the word of Nakamura though. So, but anyways, as far as this match was, Kushida and Cassius Ohno, my God, Kushida was taking Cassius Ohno was taking Kushida to the limit, and Kushida was firing back and everything with his offense and his comeback. And then, in the end, Kushida, at one point I looked like Kushida was going to lose here because Cassius Ohno hit his wind up his knockout blow elbow to Kushida to the back, I believe. I'm assuming it was to the back, and Kushida kicks out of it though, and then Kushida goes for the wind up and the punch, drops in Cassius Ohno, and then goes for the hoverboard lock, which is the Kimura lock, but he calls it the hoverboard lock. The hoverboard is paying homage to Back to the Future. But he goes for the hoverboard lock, and Cassius Ohno taps out, and Kushida wins the match. And Kushida had an impressive debut on NXT under the WWE umbrella. So yeah, Kushida is gonna sell merch on NXT, and Kushida is gonna be something on NXT. But the question is, what's Kushida's role gonna be on NXT? Is he gonna be the next NXT champion? Is he gonna be the next NXT North American champion? Who knows? Who knows what they do with him? But all I know is that Kushida's on NXT. He's safe for now. And Kushida, I see some horizon upping for him on NXT. And again, once he gets to the main roster, that's when they're gonna fuck him up. So, but I digress. But at the same time, look what happened with Shinsuke Nakamura. Look what happened with Asuka. Look what happened with Hideo Itami. And pretty soon it's gonna happen with Kairi Sane. Yeah, she looks like she's safe for now on the main roster, but just wait. And then when Io Shirai gets to the main roster, they're gonna fuck her up too. Because as long as Vince McMahon is still there, everyone is fucked. Unless you're Roman Reigns, a John Cena, a Triple H, a constipated Corbin, and Charlotte Flair, Lacey Evans, and yeah, Vince McMahon's favorites. They're not screwed, but whoever else is screwed, that's not Vince McMahon's favorites. Yeah, they're screwed. But there you go. So, and that was NXT. Kushida had a debut on the main roster. I mean, on the NXT, developmental NXT roster, to say the least. Not main roster, not yet. Yeah, I was surprised there was no women's match on this show too, by the way, folks. But yeah, Kushida main evented on the show. I never thought on his debut match he was gonna he's gonna be in the main event of NXT, and he was. So already he's a main eventer. I mean, he's always been a main eventer, especially in Japan. So no surprise there. And on top of that, he's very good. So Toma Wrestling for NXT, the show from May 1st, 2019. 3 matches. And my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go 7.5 out of 10. Good show with some good matches. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. It's the Natural Born Driller saying peace on the streets. I'm just saying. Take care and